Okay. All right, good. We are live. Okay, so S&P took a little dive here overnight. So we're looking at the 5-minute chart on the right here. But you can see here is the end of yesterday's trading day because that's where all the volume is. You can see the S&P took a dive and then overnight to about midnight, I guess. Or what's midnight here on the West Coast, it got bid up, and then since then it's only just sold off. So when we're looking at the 4-hour, there's definitely still room for the S&P to fall. So my short position in, or equivalent of a short position in SQQQ, that looks like it's going to probably, yeah, looks like that's I'm gonna make a little bit of money on that. But then the one that I did take a speculative position in, XLU, not so much. But that's okay because XLU, when we look at the daily chart, well, first let's look at the monthly. Bullish. Okay, fine. And then here on the daily, it is on the lower Bollinger Band. So, if you're going to take a shot, this is where you're going to take the shot from. And it has penetrated that lower Bollinger Band. So, we've got some time on that one. We've got 21 days on that XLU trade right there. So, just got to be patient. But other than that, if we take a stroll around the different futures, again, we've got the S&P there. Russell 2000. Russell 2000, same story. Nasdaq's gonna be the same story. Let's see how Apple ended up. Okay, so we've got the close up here, 163.64. So Apple shot up to 170, shot down to 153, kind of settled somewhere in between. So it's currently at 161.35. So that's roughly about here if we're looking at the daily chart. So, no obvious trade setups just yet in terms of like day trades or anything. Nasdaq looking similar. VIX. So VIX is at 29.6. That's still going to throw people around. But it is a little bit lower than it has been if you look 4 days back, 3 days back. So basically, again, the way the VIX works, that's the measure of volatility in the S&P. And when it gets above the upper Bollinger Band, that's probably a good spot to get a little bit long. But the VIX going between, 20 to 30, 20 to 35, that's really going to make it hard to hold on to any kind of stock. So you're really going to have to adjust your positioning. We got gold here. So it looks like this kind of area. This is where it was yesterday. So gold is up. So my gold position is going to be up today. So that's pretty good. But if you're looking at the 4-hour chart, it looks like gold is at a spot where it might hit some resistance on the upper Bollinger Band. Same thing with crude oil. So crude oil is getting close to the upper Bollinger Band on the daily chart. But here it is yesterday. Had a big gap up. Ended up coming all the way up here to 105. But yeah, you can tell these were the trading hours right through here. So it's drifting a little bit higher, but it is getting close to that upper Bollinger Band, which is a point of likely mean reversion. Then the chart that really matters, the 10-year yield, it's not reversing. It's headed higher. So bonds are going to keep selling off. And that's that. So yeah, with this one, again, the trade that you're looking at here is long SHY or long the even shorter dated treasuries, and then short TLT against it. And so that's going to be a pretty good trade. And then natural gas. So you're not looking at a great risk reward here on the daily chart because the momentum is so overbought, but it does look like it is going to ramp up and go higher. So if there's a way that you can be long natural gas and you're a little bit immune to these price swings, that's what you want. Otherwise, you're just going to have to wait until it gets down here towards the bottom end of its range. But natural gas it's going to be hot all year likely, because it's a big input in fertilizers, it's a big input in housing, those types of things. So that's really kind of what I'm looking at here on my morning charts. Nothing's really standing out besides that 10-year yield. And then let's look at the Ponzi scheme. So we've got, so here is yesterday's volume for Bitcoin. Sold off. Again, it's not low enough that I would want to get long it. And again, from the monthly chart, it's not bullish. So it's not like I would want to get long it. And in fact, with that interview that came out with the CEO of whatever exchange, FTX or whatever, with him describing how staking works, I got rid of everything. Starting to kind of question like the whole Real Vision crypto series. Like, what is that besides a Ponzi scheme, right? And it is an asset that does trade, so yeah, you can make money off of it because it does trade and it does somewhat follow technicals, but without the Federal Reserve providing some sort of backstop or tailwind, I don't know why you would want to be long this thing other than to transfer money, right? You know, if you're in Europe, yeah, kind of makes sense. If you're in, India, kind of makes sense. But other than that, I don't know why you would own it. So that's all I got for the morning. We'll be back at the end of the day to kind of go over everything, go over some topics that might have popped up over the middle of the day. But other than that, just got to be safe out there because nothing's looking beautiful right now. So we will sign off with the 4-hour chart of the S&P. Yeah, it's showing weakness at the bottom of its range. So that does matter.